Welcome to the lead series. Many of you might be wondering to one question that are leaders developed by design or they developed by a chance? So let me ask you something, colleagues. Have you ever seen someone suddenly promoted into a leadership role and everyone quietly wondered, are they really ready for this? Leadership gaps don't appear overnight. They are usually the result of one thing, a lack of leadership development mechanisms. Because here is the truth, great leaders are not created by accident, they are created by systems. And that is what today's episode is all about. Welcome to Lead Series episode number 17, where in today's episode, we are exploring the mechanisms for leadership development, which is the structured process organizations use to intentionally grow the future leaders. And if leadership is the outcome, these mechanisms are like the engine. And today, in this video, I am going to share you 9 mechanisms that develop leaders. The first one out of the 9 mechanisms that develop leaders are recruitment. Leadership development begins before day one when organizations recruit for learning agility, emotional intelligence, integrity, adaptability. They are not just hiring employees, they are building a leadership pipeline. The wrong hire today becomes tomorrow's leadership crisis. So that is why I say the first mechanism that develops leaders is recruitment. Number two in this is training. The formal training builds strategic thinking, communication skills, conflict resolution, decision making ability. But remember one thing, training builds knowledge, experience builds wisdom. Which brings us to the next mechanism. Number three is delegation. You cannot develop leaders by protecting them from responsibility. Stretch assignments, project ownership, and decision authority build confidence, accountability, and judgment. So, delegation is not dumping the tasks, it is transferring the trust. Are you trusting someone when you are delegating a task? And number four is 360-degree appraisal. Self awareness is one of the strongest predictors of leadership effectiveness. When leaders receive feedback from their peers, from subordinates, and supervisors, they gain perspective beyond their own perception. So the growth begins where the blind spots end. So we need to take feedback in a 360-degree holistic manner from peers, subordinates, and supervisors where the real growth happens. Number five is mentoring. Some lessons cannot be Googled, but a mentor transfers his or her experience, context, emotional intelligence, and organizational wisdom. A good mentor shortens your learning curve by number of years. So always try to find a mentor who can help you in those kind of a situations with his or her experience, context, building emotional intelligence, and also how the organizational wisdom can be shared. Number six here is matrix career planning. Leaders who only understand one department think locally. Leaders exposed to multiple functions think strategically. That's the thin line of difference between leaders who is leading one department and leaders who is exposed to multiple functions. Always do remember cross functional rotations develop business understanding. It will help in developing the collaboration skills, and also it will give you an enterprise perspective. This builds leader who think beyond silos. That is where having matrix career planning helps in leadership development. Number seven is sabbaticals. You might be wondering, Jagdish, why and how sabbaticals can develop the leaders. Remember, sometimes development requires distance. Sabbaticals allow reflection, learning, renewal, and innovation. Growth does not always happen in a moment. Sometimes it happens in a pause, especially in this highly competitive world where we are juggled with multiple things and multiple tasks. It is very important for us to take a moment, pause ourselves, and look back and reflect. This reflection can help you to go a long way in learning, renewal, and also coming up with some kind of innovative and creative ideas that will help in leadership development. And number eight is reward the systems. Rewarding the systems. Here, very simple rule is that everybody should understand is that what gets rewarded gets repeated. If organizations reward only results, they create competitive individuals. If they reward collaboration, if they reward innovation, and if they reward ethical behavior, they create leaders. So always do remember one thing, culture follows compensation. And the ninth one here is group competition for creativity and innovation. There should be some kind of a healthy competition which stimulates ownership, innovation, and entrepreneurial thinking. When teams compete to solve problems creatively, leadership potential naturally surfaces. Let's look at a real world example. Let's look at General Electric, the GE, as a company. For decades, GE was known as a leadership factory. Through its Courteville Leadership Institute, GE recruited high potential talent, rotated managers across departments and countries, invested heavily in the training, and used 360-degree feedback along with linking rewards to the leadership behaviors. And what is the result? GE alumni became CEOs across global corporations. So leadership at GE was not accidental, it was engineered. Now, here is the important question. If you remove job titles from your organization today, how many people are truly ready to lead? And if the number feels small, it is not the people problem, it is a system problem. So just look at these things this week. Are you delegating responsibility or just only the tasks? Are you asking for multi source feedback? Are you mentoring someone or being mentored by someone? Does your reward system encourage leadership behavior? Are high potential employees getting cross functional exposure? These are some of the questions that you need to think and ponder. These are some of the questions that you need to reflect yourself, colleagues. So, remember one thing, organizations don't rise to the level of their ambition, they rise to the level of their leadership systems. If you want better leaders tomorrow, design better mechanisms today. So always be mindful of the 9 mechanisms that I have discussed to develop the leaders. You can share your thoughts and views and perspectives in the comment section about these 9 mechanisms for the leadership development. And if today's episode added some kind of value to you, like, share, and subscribe to this leadership series because leadership is not born, it is built. So, see you in the episode 18 next Saturday.